My pregnancy was just all me. You know, I had to do everything on my own.
Well,
I used to cook, clean, do all of that.
Yvonne Nelson's mother has reportedly been rushed to the hospital after she suffered high blood pressure. This is after the celebrated actress exposed the mother's promiscuous life in a recently released memoir. The shocking revelation in Yvonne Nelson's book is not even about Sarkodie or a relationship with Nigerian men. Yvonne accused the mother of lying to her about the identity of her biological father, which caused many years of rift between them. On June 18, 2023, the popular Ghanaian actress launched a memoir titled I Am Not Yvonne Nelson. The 37-year-old screen goddess, famous for her role in Princess Tyra, caught the interest of many people with her book title and further got many curious when she said that none of her family members, not even her mother, was present at the book launch. Family first is a popular saying among many celebrities in the African entertainment industry. As you must have guessed, many entertainers and influencers have gone to great lengths to talk about the unwavering support they received from their parents and even siblings. Unfortunately for Yvonne Nelson, she has been very unlucky in life when it comes to family. Besides appreciating her mother for giving her life and supporting her education, the actress has little to say about family support. And as for her dad, she often mentioned he abandoned her at a young age and wanted nothing to do with her. She disclosed that her mother has deliberately kept his identity a secret, leaving her in the dark. This left the actress questioning her lineage and feeling disconnected from her true roots. In her memoir, Yvonne Nelson reveals that her family is more than just complicated and is the biggest emotional wound that continues to plague her. Sadly, the book's plot twist comes in the title and the revelation that she wrote the book because of her father.
If every man and woman would sit, talk about, okay, do we really want kids? Are we ready for it? Are we going to be responsible? There wouldn't be any broken home in the world.
Why did the Ghanaian pride and beautiful actress say she's not Yvonne Nelson? Why did she cut off her mother and only brother? Stay with us as we give you the full details of Yvonne Nelson's complicated family tree and more.
Hello guys, it's T-Code here for African Glitz.
So I didn't have anyone to pamper me and to
Where was he?
massage my feet. He lives in the UK.
Stunning and elegant Ghanaian model, actress, producer and entrepreneur, Yvonne Nelson is a well-celebrated personality in the African entertainment industry. As a matter of fact, she needs no introduction. The 37-year-old diva role in blockbuster movies such as Princess Tyra, Playboy, Foreplay Reloaded, Fantasia, House of Gold, If Tomorrow Never Comes, Single and Married, and Sin City all made her a household name in not only Ghana but also in Nigeria, Cameroon and other African countries.
Everything is falling apart, man.
But beyond her life on the screens and social media, it looks like not much is truly known about her life and struggles. The screen goddess of Fante descent was born in Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra in November 12, 1985. Yvonne Nelson was raised in Dansoman Estate by a single mother, Margaret Glover Addy, an entrepreneur who owned Manovia, a bar and grocery store, alongside distributing alcoholic and non-alcoholic drink wholesale to foot the financial bill of the family. As you must have guessed, the actress grew up lacking nothing except the love and acknowledgement of her father. Yvonne completed kindergarten at the now extinct Pope John Paul Preparatory School in Accra. Coming after, she attended the prestigious St. Martin de Porres School in Accra, which at the time charged fees in American dollars and taught with a British curriculum. The movie star completed her primary and junior secondary school education in this school, after which Yvonne Nelson proceeded to Aggrey Memorial Senior High School for her secondary school education. After much struggle to pass her WAEC examination, the mother of one finally got a first degree in Zenith University College in Human Resources Management and a master's degree at Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, in International Relations and Diplomacy. Yvonne Nelson's life may seem smooth. Sadly, she never enjoyed a great relationship with her family growing up, and especially not with her mother. According to Yvonne Nelson, this may have had much to do with the circumstances surrounding her birth. The actress in her book said her mother never wanted her, and in the 6th month of the pregnancy, her mother decided to take her out of her womb and went to see a doctor. But just as the doctor was about to start the procedure, he changed his mind and told her mother he couldn't do it. Gripped with shock and fear of what could have caused a change of heart in the doctor, her mother abandoned the idea of deleting her, which was how her life was saved. Sadly, this incident didn't make the talented actress more special in her mother's eyes. Rather, she was treated like an adopted child, which is quite apparent for her name. Naming her Yvonne was not intentional or out of love. Her mother reportedly gave her the name because it was in vogue then. Also, whenever her mother was angry with her, she was constantly reminded that she was born by mistake. She wrote in her memoir, "My mother was angry with me and really wanted to hurt me. She would tell me she had given birth to me by mistake. Whenever she said it, she knew how I felt. She knew she was driving a sharp nail into my heart. I could feel she really wanted to hurt me. Maybe she was just being truthful. By so doing, however, she wounded my spirit, and that unhealable wound served as a constant reminder that all was not well with me." The actress continued that this made her feel terrible about her existence. She felt unwanted even by her own mother. "She made me feel terrible about my existence. I cannot imagine ever getting angry with my daughter and telling her that. And I do not think any child, for whatever reason, deserves such psychological torture. But those words and the story that gave credence to their power constantly reminded me that I was neither wanted nor appreciated." Yvonne Nelson's mother, Margaret, who married twice, had 2 older children from her first marriage, Silva Davies and Enoch Davies. They also treated her like she was adopted. According to her, the maltreatment at home drew her to the entertainment industry from a young age. To forget her troubles and dull her pain, the Fantasia star joined and formed music groups from primary school, performing for an audience whenever possible. The situation could have been better if Yvonne Nelson's father had been in her life, but according to the actress, she had no father figure all her life, unlike her siblings who had a loving relationship with their biological father. Initially, the actress only gave it a little thought until her primary 5 introduced her to a classmate who shared the same surname, an assignment to find out if they were related. And so the search began with asking her mother one fateful day. The response she got was affirmative. Yvonne Nelson's mother confirmed that Mr. Okwe Nelson is her father, but when she inquired why he was not in her life like she didn't exist, especially when they lived in the same neighborhood, her mother gave her the shock of her life. The Ghanaian actress' mother said he wanted nothing to do with her. "My father did not really take care of me. He had abandoned me since birth," her mother told her. She gave me several scenarios that corroborated a negative portrayal of my father, Mr. Nelson. She told me he had boycotted my naming ceremony. She revealed in a conversation with her mother. Yvonne later tried to find answers and visited Mr. Nelson in his home, but he treated her with so much disdain that she promised never to return. Over time, she suffered emotionally and physically over her father's absence and how he treated her among his other children from several baby mamas whom he accepted more than her. The worst part of the absence of a father was the impoverished father figure at home. My brother Enoch played that role. It was a role assigned to him by my mother, and I was often at the receiving end of his disciplinarian duties. My elder brother was the man of the house. When I offended my mother, she had to beat me. She sometimes delegated that responsibility to him. It was an assignment he executed with passion, making me wonder whether he beat me so hard just to please my mother or he wanted to instill discipline in me. He would lock me up in the room and hit me ruthlessly. I remember on one occasion, he beat me and stopped only when I told him I was menstruating. She wrote in her book, "It's no surprise that during the interviews years later, the actress vilified her supposed father, Mr. Okwe Nelson. In a July 2015 interview with Genevieve magazine, the actress who graced the covers said her father chose not to be part of her life. Again, during another interview with The Punch in May of 2016, the actress said she had no special bond with her father. My dad was not a part of my life because he wasn't there for me. So, I almost do not say anything about him because there is no relationship or love between us. My dad is like any other person out there because I didn't have a chance to develop a relationship with him. We have each other's phone numbers and he calls me when he feels like talking to me. It always feels like talking to a random person because there is absolutely no feelings whatsoever." When asked if she would ever forgive her father for not being there for her, Yvonne said, "Sometimes our society makes it hard for us to talk about things like this. But it's my story and I don't have any other way to say it and I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't know. I may never. It was never a part of my life and it is quite unfortunate." We actually have an okay relationship, and it's not like I won't talk to him if I see him today. But it ends there because we do not have a relationship. Talking to him is akin to talking to someone you don't know. While vilifying her father in the media, the actress only had good things to say about her mom. On her 30th birthday in November of 2015, Yvonne Nelson praised the woman who gave birth to her publicly. Some 30 years ago, an amazing woman had me. She's been by my side ever since. She did it all alone with God's help. She gave me the best of everything: love, shelter, education, a time, and most importantly, to believe in God and the Bible. On this fateful day, I say thank you, Mama. There is none like you. I love you so much it scares me. Your name will never leave my lips, and I will continue making you proud, I promise. Happy birthday to me, she wrote on Instagram. Later, while speaking to The Punch, the Sin City star producer said a mother is the only parent that cares for her. My mother raised me single-handedly, and she means the world to me. I am the last child and I have 2 siblings. She saw me through school, and to date, she calls and checks up on me regularly because she's concerned about my welfare. She's like my friend, and I even call her Charlie. Could it be that her mother did all this because Yvonne Nelson became rich and famous? Driven by the need to fill the void that her parents and siblings failed to fill over the years, Yvonne Nelson decided to create her own family.
When I had a baby, everyone was just so nosy. They wanted to know who it was because I don't put my relationships online.
This was further fueled by the fact that she was approaching 30 and worried about her inability to have children and a family. My desire to have children started when I turned 29. By my 30th birthday, it almost became desperation, she wrote in her book. At the time, the screen diva was in a relationship with James Roberts. Although the British photographer was a divorcee, Yvonne was convinced that Jamie would be a responsible father, unlike hers. The lovers met on social media while he was still married.
I just knew that he was the right man to have a kid with.
His ex-wife, a Nigerian woman, was a huge fan of the actress, which caused Jamie to reach out to Yvonne on social media. They started talking casually and then reconnected after he got divorced. However, their love never progressed to the next level after his ex-wife sent Yvonne an explosive email detailing damaging information about Jamie. Ryan was supposed to cement our relationship and make things complete. We were supposed to naturally transition from what we had built to a more formal and binding one. It was a man in whom I saw a husband. I had always wanted to have children, but meeting him settled any reservation about anything to the contrary. His relationship with his children was great. It convinced me that should I want a father figure for my child, then this was the ideal man, she wrote. Unfortunately, the actress and Jamie broke up before their daughter, Yvonne Nelson Roberts, arrived on October 29, 2017. The months leading to her daughter's birth were filled with so much loneliness that it's still a miracle her delivery was uncomplicated.
My mom was kind of like doing all of that. She would just cook and just feed me, but then I didn't have that person around to, make me feel better and all that. So my pregnancy was just all me. I had to do everything on my own.
Sadly, ever since, Ryan has been everything to the actress. Since she came, I have been more careful and more purposeful about life. She's an anchor of stability in my life, a guardrail against carelessness. She's a constant awakener of my sense of awareness that I no longer live for myself only, she wrote in her book. Even after birthing a cute baby girl, the loneliness was still there and she was overwhelmed by postpartum depression. So, Yvonne went back to school to get a master's degree. Going back to school also served as a welcome distraction from postpartum depression that reared its head menacingly after I had my child. Her father was in London, and I did not have the companionship and emotional support I needed. It didn't help that I saw him on social media with younger women, she wrote. Almost 2 years after, during an interview with KSM, the 37-year-old star actress said she tried to have more kids to enlarge a family. I just want to have more kids. Last year I was close. I have been ready, but last year I was like, go for it. But I guess I was too busy. I wish I had 4 because I'm working so hard. I have all of this. Who am I going to leave it for? all these legacies I'm building, it can't be for one child. So I don't have to think like that. I want to have more like 5 or 6. I know I'm too old now. I wish I had more.
You know, I feel like we just enter into relationships, you love somebody, sometimes women force men, get pregnant, you know, and then force them into marriages. I don't believe in that. I just want to have more kids.
Regardless of how much joy having a daughter brought, Yvonne Nelson was still interested in knowing the mystery behind her father's absence. The search Yvonne thought she had given up was resurrected in 2016 when her supposed step-sibling called that Mr. Okwe Nelson was seriously sick and may be dying soon. After she visited the older man at home, she became pressed to ask her mother again if Mr. Nelson was truly her father. Just as the celebrated Ghanaian producer thought, her mother confirmed that the man whose surname she carries is not her father. Yvonne's mother had lied. This time, she revealed that her birth father is Peter Allah Ajete, a prominent lawyer and politician in Ghana. According to the Screen Diva, Ajete was the attorney during her mother's divorce from her first husband, and her mother kept it a secret because a pastor told her not to. Even then, Yvonne Nelson's mother wasn't remorseful. She broke the news to me as casually as though she was telling me about a routine visit to the dentist. There was no apology. There was no trace of remorse in her voice or on her face. Nothing. She just said it, dropped the topic and jumped onto something else. She wrote, "At the time this revelation came out, Ajete had already passed on. The actress reached out to his surviving children and conducted DNA tests, which came back negative." Puzzled, Yvonne Nelson also did a DNA test with one of Mr. Nelson's children, and shockingly, it came back negative too. So, if Mr. Nelson and Mr. Allah Ajete are not her father, who is then? The actress has begged, cried, and even used the Bible to get her mother to tell her the truth, but all to no avail. Her mother kicked her out of the house. Yvonne had even hoped that since her mother also didn't know who her biological father was for a long time until adulthood, she would spare her the heartache, but she remains adamant. According to the Princess Tyra star, her mother is of Ghanaian Lebanese descent. Growing up, she lived in a household where she was maltreated by people she thought were her parents. To get away from that home, her mother got married at 19, robbing her of education. She left the home of the Glover Addis at age 19 to live with the father of my siblings, but she carried the scars of the treatment she was subjected to for a long time. She still regrets that early marriage, which she says robbed her of education and other dreams. The actress's mother had already birthed her when she finally met her birth father, a Lebanese, for the first time. Even this aspect of her mother's life was insufficient to soothe her. Now, after 2 DNA tests failed to produce a real father, the 37-year-old actress is still searching for a biological father. "I have carried a false identity. I now know I am not Yvonne Nelson. What I don't know is the surname I was supposed to carry," she wrote in her book. The actress apologized to Mr. Okwe Nelson, now late, for all she said about him in the media. Yvonne also wrote a letter to her father asking him to come forward if he ever came across a book. Above all, the main reason I decided to write this book precedes my birth. I have searched all the possible places for answers, but failed. So, I am telling this story with the hope that I will find answers that will stop the tears that only my pillow can adequately bear witness to. She wrote, "The talented actress said she doesn't care about who her father is or the circumstances surrounding her birth. It doesn't matter the circumstances surrounding my birth. If you are out there, reach out to me. I can't wait to hug you and ask you about all the gaps in my life. I need to fill those gaps. I need closure, and you are crucial to bringing me the much needed closure. Kindly reach out to me if you read this letter and know you possibly could be the one I'm writing to," she appealed. While still looking for a biological father and his identity, the disheartened actress has completely cut her mother from her life, revealing she hasn't spoken to her mother for 2 years because of the lies and trauma she had put her through. From the missing acknowledgement about her brother, Enoch Davies, it looks like he too has been cut off. Yvonne Nelson is yet to react to the reports of her mother's ailment and being rushed to the hospital. Heartbreaking, right?
My story may not be so different from a lot of people, but at the same time, we all come from different backgrounds, homes, beliefs, and we manage challenges and traumas
things differently. This is why I wrote this book, to tell my own story, and I hope by so doing, the real Yvonne will be revealed. Because right now, you don't know the Yvonne you think you know. I believe I am not Yvonne Nelson who will speak to every young girl out there who is confused and is trying to find their feet. You can be anything you wish to be. And on that journey, you need God. People who believe in you, a strong will, your brain and not your private parts. Never let your fears and naysayers push you down. Block every distraction and leave the rest to God.
Tell us guys, what do you think about Yvonne Nelson's complicated family? Did she do the right thing by cutting off her mother for not telling her the truth about a biological father? Would you say a mother honestly doesn't remember? Finally, do you think Yvonne Nelson's complicated family relationship affected her love life and relationship with men?
Share your opinion in the comment section down below. If you found this video informative, please comment, like and share. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be notified every time I upload a new video so that you don't miss out. Thanks for watching and see you on our next one.